We tested 4 methods to play Diablo 2 Resurrected on a Mac on an M3 Max chip. In this case, all of the methods worked, which gives us enough to choose from. We'll give you the best settings we found for each method and we'll recommend which one to pick. But you still need to buy the game first. We are always looking for discounts on this game to help you get it as cheap as possible. Regularly check the description under this video to get the best deals available at the moment. Boosteroid and Crossover are the best choices, but which of the two depends on what you want. Boosteroid is the price to performance king, but it's a cloud solution, so it's best to use it at home. Just to be clear, if you want the easiest way to play, this is it. We recommend signing up from the link in the description to see all the available games in the Boosteroid library. Crossover uses your Mac's hardware, so games run better the newer your Mac is, but performance goes up and down all the time and you mostly have to reduce settings. You also often need case-by-case fixes for bugs depending on the game. There are good reasons to lower some settings in Diablo 2, mostly when you play with other people and you need to react fast. So most of the settings I'll propose aim to reduce the latency you experience. The most important setting in this case is the upscaling. If you are using Boosteroid, DLSS won't be available to you because they use AMD systems. So for Boosteroid, reduce the resolution scale because you'll be using 4K, and that's an overkill anyway. If you use Crossover or a cloud system with DLSS, use that instead. Just don't mix it with lowering the resolution scale. And you can see the rest of the optimized settings, but they are not needed if the experience is okay for you without them. The other two methods are a variation of this theme. GeForce Now is the best cloud solution with all the bells and whistles, but at double the price of Boosteroid, it's just not worth it except for a handful of games which can use the latest and greatest effects. Sikarugir is the free DIY version of Crossover. It works great when it works, but it's more inconsistent, less intuitive, and has a lengthy setup. Now here's what I got from testing the methods. On cloud, GeForce Now is the go-to choice for most players, and I can see why. After a quick BattleNet login, I was cruising at 4K with high settings. Teleporting through Chaos Sanctuary stayed buttery, and the image held together surprisingly well in all those dark smoky scenes. Boosteroid got me in the same ballpark visually, but it was more session dependent. On a good server hop it looked razor sharp. AV1 helps a ton, but a worse route gave me occasional softness and a tiny bit more input lag. Yet Boosteroid is actually my preferred option simply because I get pretty much the same crisp 4K and maxed out settings for Diablo at nearly half the price of GFN. One caveat for both cloud options, you're basically locked out of tinkering. Mods and file tweaks aren't really a thing, and you live or die by your internet. Locally, both Crossover and Sikarugir worked better than expected on my M3 Max with 36 gigs. At 1440p and high settings, I sat around a 100 FPS outdoors, with dips to around 80 in packed ball waves. 4K was doable only if I backed settings down. The biggest win here were the instant feeling inputs. The biggest annoyance, BattleNet launcher quirks and a little first run shader stutter. Take care and see you in the next one.